Hey guys, today we're coming at you with a more relaxed video. It's not actually what we had intended for this week, but I will get into that. As you probably noticed, this video was titled Our Biggest Insecurity. So, what could that be? Well, you're probably seeing it because I'm not wearing makeup and
I never wear makeup.
Jamie never wears makeup. So that's why we kind of wanted to touch on it. So what motivated this on the whole was on Wednesday, which is yesterday, we typically film, and we wanted to create a vlog for you guys. But the problem with that was I don't wear makeup in my day-to-day life, and obviously Jamie never does. He's already been picking on his skin throughout the recording process and having a hard time looking at recordings of him. And then naturally when I started recording without makeup for the first time yesterday, it was really difficult for me to watch the footage back and be happy with it, even if it was good content, just because all I could see were my acne scars and my acne. So instead of letting that get to us and not having anything to upload for you guys this weekend, we thought what might be good is to reflect on our skin, kind of talk about our acne history and our treatment plan moving forward, because now that we're adults, we've really been trying to get this totally taken care of, especially with our plans for the near future. We really don't want to have acne anymore. I think that's a common goal for a lot of people. Hopefully this can help you guys, if you don't have acne, kind of understand that it's not something that's just a result of a lack of hygiene or carelessness. That is not the case. As you can probably tell by my room, I am a very organized and strategic person, and that goes the same for my skincare routine. However, genes do what genes do.
Pretty much.
And unfortunately, both my parents had acne to some degree.
Alright, so I'm going to start off kind of just by talking about when my acne began. I really first started noticing acne probably about my 8th grade year, and it really has just kind of progressed from there. I have more of an oily skin type overall, which definitely doesn't help when at that age I wasn't really washing my face too well. So
I think you and many other middle school boys were doing
probably
that,
true.
so I can't really fault you for that one. My skin first broke out when I was in 7th grade. I never really understood what the cause of it was, because of course before then I was totally fine, and I'd already started puberty a little bit before that, and so I don't know why exactly my skin started to erupt in 7th grade, but that's when it did. All of growing up, I've always had very sensitive skin. I have very mild eczema, and I get it on the inside of my elbow, and sometimes on certain areas of my neck in the wintertime and stuff. But so I was always accustomed to having really sensitive skin. I rarely use things with fragrances, especially lotions and like body washes or face cleansers particularly, because those will irritate my skin. My skin has always been an issue, even when acne wasn't an issue. Come to 7th grade, and my breakouts, and if I can find the picture you'll see, they were isolated to just my forehead and my temples. At that point in time, I was more concerned with coverage than correction, and so I remember I went to Bare Minerals and I just bought all the makeup with my birthday money, and every day I would go to school and I'd put powder upon powder on my skin. I used primer, which I later found out just broke out my skin even more, and it was just this awful cycle of applying more makeup and my skin breaking out more throughout my entire life. I only broke out really in my T-zone, but now that we've been wearing masks, it's become a pressing issue on my cheeks and not so much on my forehead, which gives me hope that I am growing out of it, and that it's just circumstantial right now with wearing masks constantly. And everyone thinks you can control. Everyone assumes it's something as simple as, oh, you just drink more water or wash your pillowcases more. And it's not like I wasn't doing those things regularly. And quite frankly, my friends who recommended those things weren't doing that themselves. And they had spotless skin. So I'm not saying those things aren't important to take into consideration. Those are just holistic and clean things to do. But people who have acne don't normally want to hear you say that, because more than likely that's not the entire reason that they have acne in the first place.
So the first treatment that I got, like I mentioned earlier in the video, was I started Proactive. So I started using their first step, which is a benzoyl peroxide sort of exfoliating cleanser, and I used that for a while, and it really just never fully worked, and I my acne never really went away. So I ended up going to the dermatologist. I think it was my freshman year of high school. So they prescribed me doxycycline, and I took that. I did the full 3 months of doxycycline. So we went back, and I ended up getting put on benzocaine, and that worked actually quite well for a while. And I was also using, in addition to the benzocaine, a spot treatment called Retin-A, and that helped immensely, except there was a point where I was using it too much and my skin was getting really irritated because I was just drying it out extremely frequently. A little under a year ago, my skin started breaking out really badly, probably around January to February of this year. And I went back to the dermatologist in March. They put me back on doxycycline along with a topical Epiduo Forte, and I used that, ended up actually not finishing that doxycycline because it was making me feel really, really, really crappy. Finished out with the Epiduo Forte, and it worked very well.
Shortly after I broke out in 7th grade, I decided I should probably go to the dermatologist. I didn't really care to try any over-the-counter products. They told me that I should go on doxycycline as well. I took it once a day. I believe it was like 100 milligrams or something along those lines. And then they gave me the topical benzocaine, just like Jamie. It's actually kind of funny because I have friends who also were given that exact same diagnosis in that period of life. Jamie was, I was. So I'm not sure if that's just kind of what dermatologists go to when you're in middle school and you have acne for the first time. But I will say that worked like a charm. I went to the dermatologist in March of my 7th grade year, and by summer my acne was gone. But the issue with my skin is that because it has more pinky reddish undertones, and I'm very fair, as you can see, it is really prone to have severe hyperpigmentation after I break out. That was a big insecurity at the time because my friends were like, Grace, you still have acne on your face. And I remember I would just take their finger and I was like, no, feel my face. Like, I do not have acne on my skin. But if you're just looking at my skin, it looks identical. The next time I remember breaking out was actually right before we started dating. It was my sophomore year, end of my sophomore year, and I remember it started out with just a few pimples on my chin. It kept increasing and increasing. That's when I kind of decided to go to the dermatologist for my second round. And they once again just decided to put me on doxycycline and benzocaine. But since it had worked for me the first time, I was like, oh, great. I'll just get another round of this. It should clear up in no time. No. That's when I kind of discovered the fact that my skin very quickly builds an immunity to whatever medication it's on. So finally, this most recent time that I went to the dermatologist, my topical was a combination of tretinoin and clindamycin. I definitely saw improvements, but I don't think it was a result of the medication because after summer ended, and my skin this summer, and both of our skins this summer, we will show you, were perfect. And then of course, fall, winter hit, and hello! That's where I'm at right now, but we have some hopeful news coming up. We're gonna show a close-up of our faces real quick, just so you can kind of get a closer look at what we're currently battling.
Yes.
Obviously, my forehead isn't really super bad right this moment. I have a few pimples around my eyebrow area, but on the whole, it's just a little bit of hyperpigmentation and scarring left from years of acne. If you look at my nose, I have a little bit of irritation there and a little bit of blackheads, which is weird because I never had that issue. I don't know why I do now because I wash my face just as often. On my side, I forget which side is worse. I think my left side is better, which is what I'm currently showing you. But all along my jawline and a little bit up into my cheeks is where I'm getting these little bumps and hyperpigmentation, which I think is mainly from my mask. And then I have a little bit of scarring up there. On my other side, it's kind of the same with a little bit of scarring up there. And then I'm pretty sure this side has the worsened bumps and hyperpigmentation also from my mask. And I assure you that where it is right now has come leaps and bounds from even a week ago. And then I do have a few active pimples on my chin, but really the only places where I have active pimples are on my chin and in these few areas on my forehead.
Okay, so for my skin right now, as you can clearly see, I kind of have a lot just on my forehead, and then I'm going to turn and show you my left side, where I really have a lot of just angry pimples in there, with just a little bit of scarring left kind of on my cheekbone, but that's severely reduced from what it used to be thanks to the Epiduo Forte. I still have this one pimple here that I mentioned earlier, and then a few whiteheads on my forehead, and the right side is pretty much the same as my left side. Again, a little bit of scarring here that's clearing up. I need to shave, but otherwise that's about where my skin is now, and it's definitely on the uphill climb compared to where it was 6 months ago.
My family, not members of my immediate family, but cousins and aunts who've also struggled from severe acne and scarring, have seen success with Accutane. And so I kind of just asked my dermatologist if that would even be an option for me. I thought it was going to be this really difficult process of convincing him that that's what I needed. Without hesitation, he pretty much was just like, yeah, that's fine. Your skin's not super severe, but it's definitely moderate and persistent. And Accutane isn't just for people who have severe acne, it's also for people who other treatments have failed in the past. And clearly, as you can tell from my we are very sorry to be getting this video to you so late in the week. Wednesday was not our planned posting day.
Not at all.
But we've had a lot of technical difficulties thanks to our very temperamental mic. So, we just wanted to clear the air there. I believe where I left off was just saying that the reason I even considered going on Accutane and why my doctor thought it would be appropriate for me is not because I necessarily have severe acne, but as you can see from my 360 as well as Jamie's 360 view of our skin, it's just more so the fact that it's been very persistent over the years and hasn't gone away because of other treatment.
Yeah. Overall, we really have decided not to go down the road of Accutane just because, one, Grace is deathly afraid of needles, and two, we really want to try something that's a bit more healthy, and because Accutane can have so many different internal complications, they have to monitor your liver with blood work every month, your liver enzymes and your cholesterol, and it really can just do more harm than good. Even though the majority of people see great results, it's not something that we're really set on just yet because of the harm it could cause.
Especially because we don't have severe nodular acne. If that was something we were really struggling with right now, we would 100% be more thrilled with the idea. But like you said, we want to make sure that we have outweighed all of our other options before we take such an extreme route. Also, the problem with Accutane for us and our skin needs is that it's just specifically focused on maintaining and or curing acne. It doesn't focus on like uneven skin texture or discolorization, like the hyperpigmentation we both struggle with. It doesn't help you with enlarged pores per se, and so we have other issues with our skin that we want to address that Accutane can't do on its own. Alright, so we mentioned having some positive news going forward with our treatment plan.
Yes.
We kind of decided we're gonna put a hiatus on going to the dermatologist just because we haven't been having a lot of luck, and that's no insult to their expertise, of course. It's just it hasn't been working for us. So what we're gonna try and what we're gonna share our results about in the future in a newer video will be Curology. So I just got my package in the mail about 4 days ago, and Jamie got his. We've been trying it out the last couple of days. So far, so good, but we're not going to go into a lot of depth here until we've at least been trying it out for 30 days, and then we may do a 3-month update if we want to continue the treatment. Every box you receive from Curology includes a cleanser, the individualized treatment plan. So what I have in my prescription is totally different from what Jamie has based on our skin types and our needs. The moisturizer. So like we said, it's more of a skincare routine than a medication, and I really like that idea because I also want to just establish a consistent, healthy skincare routine that will carry me into adulthood. All in all, we hope that this video helped some of you guys, whether you have acne or not. And for those of you who are watching who have never had acne in the past, we really hope it has changed your mindset about how you look at acne. Hopefully you realize now that it's not just a dirty thing for people to have. It's not some type of like sickness that you can just cure with one medication. It's individualized to every person. The cause is different for every person. And hopefully the next time you see someone with acne, you'll just be a bit more empathetic and mind your manners. Yes. So yeah, if you liked this video, I know we enjoyed being kind of upfront and honest in a very relaxed sit-down video. So if you'd like to see more videos like that about different topics or about skincare, be sure to let us know in the comments or by liking this video. And of course,
as always, subscribe.
Alright, so that'll be all for us today. We're sorry about the late post, but we will be posting again on Sunday. And then the following Sunday, you should be looking forward to a vlog, our very first vlog, I believe. So get excited for that.
Alright, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.
Alright, see ya.